We're live. We're live. We're live. You good? You good? You good? So let me get this moved around. There we go. How y'all doing?
Welcome to the live
Welcome to
stream.
the live show. I see you in the I love it. See you yes, you know how to rock up. You showed up. You saw the link. You clicked it. That's what I'm talking about. Give us just a second, and we're going to share the link out to let you guys know that we are live today. And then we're gonna hop on in. And
To
as you guys
today's
get a chance,
discussion.
today's discussion, as you guys get a chance, make sure that you're clicking that like button on the video, making sure that you're checking that share button on the video, because we know that you know somebody that needs to be a part of this conversation. And we value y'all's feedback. You know what I'm saying? So come on with the come on, hop on in here. Wherever you are watching us on Facebook or the YouTube as we stream, check us out. Spread the love. Tell your peoples, and let's have some good conversation tonight. And we got something to drink on. It's been a minute since I had something to sip on with the Sip podcast. I'm trying to play catch up and get some act right. So, we're going to do it tonight. We're going to do it tonight. In just a minute, we're going to tell y'all what we're talking about, too. So bear
Yep, give
with
us
us.
just a minute.
Bear with us as we are spreading the word.
Spreading the word, spreading the word. Give me a second. Let me pop off for a second. Okay.
All right. I think we're good. I have told the people. So
We have told the people.
I told the people. So as y'all get a chance, come on through.
And come
Hop
sip
on
with us.
in here
It's
with us.
ladies' night.
Ladies' night. Benny may join us if
Ladies'
he gets the
night.
chance. Q and Mike are tied up with some things, but they will be back as soon as they can because they miss y'all. We miss them and they miss y'all too. Okay. What you sipping on, girl?
Peppermint vodka.
Oh.
Now this, I save these sips for special occasions because you can only get this peppermint twist of vodka during the holidays. So I buy like 3-4 bottles, put them up. That's my special sip because I can drink it straight. Tastes like a candy cane.
Okay.
Problem is, it tastes like a candy cane. Ow. And what are you sipping on?
I am drinking some red wine. I normally don't like red wine, but I had this in the fridge and I was like, why not?
Why not?
Why not? It's been in there for like,
as we are sipping, sipping, join us in the comments.
Yes. Tell us how you feeling, who you be, where you at.
And what you sipping on. Hey.
Yes. And this is not a special occasion. Ironically, I bought this 2 years ago on a girls trip and we just never drank all that we had. So it's been sitting in the fridge waiting for me to open it. So it's open.
Oh, alcohol abuse. Oh.
Girl, oh no, let's not even talk about the alcohol that I still have from a trip from Mexico like 5 years ago, sitting in the pantry.
Oh, look at you, honey.
From Mexico like 5 years ago. Okay, now, I see you, Men of Courage. Hey, your name is Damien, and you're in the Carolinas, sipping on tequila. I'm here for that. I like it. Y'all listen. Y'all some beasts with it. Y'all sipping on stuff straight. I ain't mad at you.
Right.
I ain't mad at you.
So let's get into it, sis. What we talking about tonight?
Tonight we have 2 topics picked out because y'all know we like to fly wild and loose on the after dark. You know what I'm saying? It comes as it comes.
Right.
But we do have some topics tonight, and then we're gonna go where the wind blows us. So tonight we're gonna start off talking about, is sex when you're asleep consensual?
Ooh.
And I
I don't know now. It depends.
Listen, I'm gonna be devil's advocate because I can see it from both sides. Now, the thing that brought this up was I saw a social media post and I shared it with you guys because the woman was saying she woke up from her sleep and her husband was physically penetrating her, physically touching her, and she said she yelled no and fell back asleep. Right. I guess at that point he stopped. She woke up again. He was masturbating and touching her. And, she felt some kind of way. And when she asked him, he said, but I didn't have sex with you. But she could tell that they had sex. She could tell and see the physical differences. So that being said, she obviously felt some type of way, rightfully so. And that had a lot of people in the comments saying a lot of different things on whether they felt like it was right or wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump us off and say, I personally feel like if a partner, male or female, or however they choose to identify, if a partner has said, no, I don't care if y'all married, I don't care if you dating first date together 20 years, doesn't matter to me. I don't care if you mid deep in it and they decide to change their mind. No is always going to be no.
Right.
As uncomfortable as it may feel, as much as you may hate it, and as close as you may have been to that orgasm, no should always be respected. So if that person says they don't want to, don't start it. If they change their mind, you need to stop it. Now, on the flip side of that, to play devil's advocate, I know different people like to get freaky. And ironically, I was literally scrolling down Facebook a few minutes before we went live to see if there's anything else I saw that I wanted to talk about tonight. And I saw a post where a lady literally said in a group that I'm in, as a wife, baby, if I'm asleep, wake me up for the sex. Like, let's get it in. So,
Right.
so there are those that say
I'm
I ain't gonna turn it
thinking
down.
it's one. I'm just gonna say on the team of devil's advocate, because on the one hand, yeah, wake me up with the good pain. But if she's mad that he woke her up with the good pain, maybe it ain't the good pain.
So let's go a little bit deeper in the post. What she was basically saying was, and I'm pulling it up so I can recollect it correctly. Now, what she was basically saying was her issue was this is not the first time he had done it. They had been. My issue with this is she let him do it and then still married him. He did it when they were still dating some years prior, and he didn't say anything to her. He got the good goods while she was sleeping. She woke up and there was a plan B on the table. Right.
Okay, so wait a minute. Now, I don't have an issue with you waking me up with the peen. I do have an issue with you not being safe about it, or, you know. And then you're going to tell me that I need to take plan B. Why didn't you have plan A, which is a condom?
Well, if he put it on the table and she was shocked to see it, that indicates that either she's an extremely hard sleeper, maybe she had taken some medication, whatever the case may be, and she didn't recognize what was happening while it was happening. I'm not going to have sex with an unconscious person. I don't care how good the dick is and how much I love you and how much we normally get it in. I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to wake you up if I got to slap your ass awake to make sure that you are consenting to this. Or we have already established healthy boundaries to say, baby, if I'm asleep, all you got to do is get it up and jump on it. Or if I'm asleep, all you got to do is get a meowing and wet. And if we haven't established that,
right,
wake
and
me
no
up,
safe
let
words,
me wake you up.
And we don't have a safe word,
right,
or something like that, because to me that does sound like he's borderline necrophilia.
I mean,
and for those of you that don't know, that's like people that like to have sex with unconscious people, borderline dead bodies, and there's not very it's very suspect. You're right, sure. That is very suspect and borderline predator. I mean, I do think that you shouldn't be withholding, but I don't know if you guys know what sexnomia is, but it's people who have, they're almost sexsomnia. Sorry, said it wrong. Sexsomnia. It's people who basically have sex in their sleep. When they're in that REM state of sleep, it's actually a medical phenomenon. And I do remember a case like this. And I remember him going to court and everything about this. This was like in the early 2000s when that happened. And there was a gentleman that was diagnosed with this condition. There are they said about 6%. I did read an article about it, and they said it's about 6% of the country that has sexsomnia. And, I mean, that's a bad condition to have if you don't have a partner that, one, understands it, and two, is down with that too. Because I mean, I don't know about you, Jazz, but I like to be woke up like that. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just
So
saying.
I
I'm
feel
just
to each
saying.
his
I'm
own.
just saying. I
I
like
feel
to
to
be
each his
woke up like
own,
that.
right? I don't think there's a right or wrong. I don't think that you. So I'm gonna go back to something you said a minute ago. We shouldn't be withholding from our partners, right? I disagree with that, but I also kind of agree. I'm in the middle. Again, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. So I feel like partners need to establish what does that look like for them, because sex drives may not always match. Doesn't mean you don't love a person or that you don't want to be with that person. But that's where communication comes in. If I want to get it in every day and you're okay with every 3 to 4 days or once a week or whatever, based on health issues, based on location, based on sex drive, based on jobs, based on kids, based on what the fuck ever, then that's something that two people need to be talking about and deciding where can we meet in the middle ground so that this makes sense. And then you got to decide, what does that look like if I'm not in the mood? What does that look like if they want it and I don't, or vice versa? What is our boundary of how often are we willing to go, or how far are we willing to go without it before one of us has to intervene and say, hey, we creeping up on that. We said we wouldn't go more than 7 days, or we said we wouldn't go more than whatever. I know some people that are cool with it once a month. I know some people that say they can have it a couple of times a year and they're good. And then I know other people that want it 3-4 times a day, right? So there's
That's
no right or
sexual
wrong.
compatibility, though, and
I understand that, but
that
that don't mean you don't
goes
love each
with.
other and want to be together.
Yeah, but sexual compatibility is right up there with the rest of the other compatibilities that you need to be. That means that you really, I mean, that's huge right there. That's huge. If you have a sexual incompatibility,
So
that is
I'm gonna throw
like
this out there though, because you might start off the same. Hormones change, mental health changes, physical needs change, right? And you can still absolutely love a person, but that desire and that drive can change, right? And so at the end of the day, I think that has to be a conversation you have in the beginning when you first start dating. You need to talk about your expectations if you're trying to get married and be long term. And then ongoing, people still have to talk about it, because needs change, desires change, availability changes. So I'm gonna die on that hill now, because I done seen it. I done seen it happen.
if it
Shit
change,
changes.
if it change, I'm just gonna speak for me. I choked on that one.
I
When
say.
when it changed for me, it was because I already had one foot out the door.
Mm.
And so the sexual compatibility left when the mental and emotional compatibility left.
Mm-hmm.
And so once I was no longer mentally there and emotionally there and was ready to go. Yeah, don't touch me.
Okay, so again, where we are in the
But I
beginning
but
may not
I
be where we
missed
end up.
but I meant, see, the thing was is I wasn't assertive enough to articulate, I'm done with this. I wasn't assertive enough to articulate that I'm done with this. I need to vacate the premises.
I get that. Okay, so Chandrita said that's weird. Now I'll wake him up with a touch and go from there. Okay,
I know,
so
right? I see
so
Sandra.
talking,
Right? That's what I'm
so
talking
that
about.
still goes back to boundaries, right? And even with when sex needs change, when desires change, when availability change, those are still boundaries that we need to talk about. Because
Something
how
else
far
has
is a couple
changed.
willing to go without having it?
Something else has changed because or she never articulated in the beginning that she didn't desire it as much as he did, or she didn't.
But you assuming that the man has the higher sex drive. Sometimes it's the woman.
Well, in this particular case, I'm just going by this particular case when she's talking about she didn't want none, and I'm just saying,
But you're still
what
assuming because
red
she might have a higher drive. It just
what
she didn't want it at that
red blooded
moment.
what red blooded woman don't want good? Well,
Listen, all I'm saying is equal opportunity here. We can't assume that she has the lower sex drive. It simply may be that she didn't want it at that moment, or her shit was fucking sleep, right? We don't know what time of day it was. That's a lot. That's a limited context, and all we know based on what the person said was he did it, and that's my issue. He did it before they got
Right.
married,
I'm
and
with
she's
I'm
still
with
married.
Sandrita. I'm with Sandrita. Was she I took a Valium sleep, or was she I'm just going to bed sleep?
Listen,
I'm like, how sleep was she? Hey, right. That's a good question, sis. That's a good question. You
but see,
ain't that
that's why
sleep.
I said, how deep was she sleep? Was there medication involved? Listen, I have had friends that I have seen sleep through whole ass hurricanes and tornadoes. Like I'm woke looking around and making sure shit ain't broke, and they just knock the fuck out. Okay. I've had family members that I've watched sleep like that on trips and vacations. So who knows her sleep habit? At the end of the day, I'm simply looking at if she
I
woke up and
call
said
bullshit.
no, and he kept going, his ass was wrong.
I
She
call
was wrong
bullshit.
because she chose to marry him knowing that he had already done it. That
Yeah, once he violated her, what did she think was gonna happen after she married him? If he violated you and you weren't married, when he violated you, then you didn't set boundaries, and because you didn't set boundaries, right? Yeah, it is giving a fetish, and you know what, Chandrita, if she don't seem sleep enough, I'm just saying he may
listen.
make her be a permanent sleep. Because there are people that like that. It's called necrophilia. Y'all better look it up. There's people that like to have sleep, have to have sex with dead bodies or dead like bodies.
Listen,
That shit is
I'm,
creepy. And yeah, it is a bad fetish.
I'm not gonna
Fetish.
talk about that because that's not my expertise. But all I will say is that some shit I don't play about my boundaries.
It's violating, and she may have just wanted, to have a
To
man.
me, that is
Oh,
violating.
well,
She may have just
yeah.
want to have a man. Could be.
Well,
But
yeah,
again, we
that
can't get
is,
mad when
yeah.
somebody continues to do the same thing that we've already had an issue with them doing, and we choose to marry them, man or woman. The excuse is removed once somebody has violated us in a certain way, and we choose to continue to be with them.
Yeah, because
We are
at
in
the
a way
same time,
condoning what they have done.
okay, so now wait. Now at the same time, I'm finna play devil's advocate because I got my man Damon on the line. A woman can do the same thing to a man. Because just because he's aroused doesn't mean he wants it. Because you've done something to arouse him, but that doesn't mean he wants you at that moment. Just because you've aroused him.
Well, I said that in the beginning, man or woman, no is
Oh,
no.
right.
No
And
is
that's the
no.
thing. That's the thing. It's like men can be violated too, but the thing is,
Absolutely.
you know what the difference is?
Mm,
A man is less likely to tell.
I agree. Stigmas,
Am I right,
society,
Damon?
culture.
Speak up, Boo. Damon.
Now, that being said, we've been talking about two different things, merging them together. We have been talking about starting off, is sex when you're asleep consensual, right? Do you think it's consensual? Do you think it's wrong for somebody to try to have sex with you when you're asleep and they know that you're not fully cognizant? We've also been talking about, because we kind of segued off of that into the differences in sex drives and what that looks like between partners, because that can lead to misunderstanding. And I'm down that hill. I don't care what y'all say. Shit changes. You can start off here and go here because of life, because of obligations, because of mental health, because of exhaustion, because of
Because
all
you
the
ain't
things.
feeling them no more and you on
I
the
don't
way
think
out the
so.
door.
No, no, no.
So if the woman comes home drunk and gives her man head while he's asleep, is it a violation? If he wake up and say no, get off me.
Yeah, what does that man say? Some
Right.
men gonna be like, get it,
What does
baby.
he say? If
And
he
other
said,
men gonna feel some kind of way.
it also depends if it's sloppy head, because some men don't like those sloppy sloppy head
Okay.
and hit your ass lap.
Oh, I'm not an expert, so I don't know.
Me neither, honey, because I'm an expert on the other side. But so I heard. So I heard.
So
Slap me
you
here,
heard.
you get your slap.
We're gonna roll with that. If you can
We're
talk up
gonna
a
go with
little
that.
bit louder, Gypsy, because I can hear you, but you're going in and out.
You know what? Here we go. Oh, okay. I got you. Hold on. Let me turn up this phone.
Chandrita said that peppermint getting you, boo.
Girl, what?
I see you sagging a little bit to the left and to the right, baby. You're leaning, you're leaning.
Lean with it, rock
Lean
with
with
it.
it, rock with
Lean
it.
with it, rock with it. So
So
y'all
we
didn't know
got
I was Atlanta raised.
Atlanta, right? Ooh, what you know about them bankhead courts in Simpson Road, girl?
Listen, I'm just talking about when I was on the grown folks stuff, Atlanta raised. Hey.
Oh my God. So we got 2 questions on the table, guys. Is sex
Okay.
consensual when your person is asleep? And do you think that differences in sex drives matters? And does it mean you don't
Yes.
like the person?
I do think differences in sex drives matter because the thing is that, especially when I was younger, honey. Yeah.
Mm.
So I had a flashback. So when you have a high sex drive, you either need a person that matches it or can match it. Because the thing is that sex drive compatibility is real. It is definitely real. The equivalent of mental capacity, compatibility, emotional compatibility, physical attraction. All of those things matter. They
I don't disagree
matter.
with any of that.
They
But I'm still
matter.
gonna stand on shit changes. And I think that if here's where I stand on this. If I'm not feeling you and it changes, yeah, I think that's gonna be grounds to be like, 2 fingers and I'm out. But if I genuinely love you and you say that you love me, then my expectation is even when those sex needs change, when the desires change or the drive goes up or down or they segue in whatever way, my first intention is always going to be to talk to my person. Hey, this is how I'm feeling. Can we get it in a little bit more? Can we be a little less frequent? Whatever. How are you feeling? What is it that you need? I still go back to communication because if you genuinely have a thing that you want to be in and you want to fight for, whether it be a long-term relationship, marriage, or whatever. Hold on one second because I see the comment, but hold on. But I'm gonna stand on this shit because listen, we got to be able to have healthy conversation and address mental health and well-being when it comes to these topics too. Shit changes, and a lot of people saw it change after the pandemic, and we have to be able to acknowledge that, y'all. We can't just be out here like slinging dick and pussy left and right because they ain't trying to give it to us 4 times a day anymore. You know what I'm like? We have to be able to have conversation about that. I'm down that hill. I said what I said, y'all. Y'all can fight me in the comments. I said what I said.
The only reason they was having sex 4 times a day when they was in the pandemic is they ain't had shit else to
They
do.
ain't have shit to do. Well, no, the pandemic decreased it for some people. It
Nah,
decreased it.
hey, listen, proximity. What you want to do? You ready to cook? Nah, I don't want to eat no more. But what you want to do? Let's fuck. Okay.
Because it ain't nothing like you finna go in the kitchen and cook
As
something,
you
whip something up,
mature,
and they
your
come
sex
behind you
drive
rubbing on you,
changes.
baby.
The person as a whole changes. Girl, my sex drive didn't change. Who told you that?
Hold on one second. She said she didn't want it. Sister girl was asleep. Yes. So the meme that we were the post that we were talking about, I saw it on Facebook. I don't know where it originated, either Facebook or Instagram or something. The young lady said she was asleep. She woke up. She told him no. Her husband. She told him no, and she fell back asleep. And for all intent and purposes, she believes he continued to have sex with her. She also disclosed that 3 years prior, I believe either 3 or 6 years prior, before they were married, he had done it then. My issue is twofold. Why did you marry him if he was already showing this as a behavior? And 2, why did he feel like that was okay? Were they not communicating? Did they not talk about it after the first time it happened and she chose to forgive him? Whatever. But why was this still an issue? And what do y'all think? Do you think it's consensual or not? And again, where do you fall on the spectrum of when sex drives differ? Should people not be together because it means they ain't really feeling each other?
I believe in this case, because he had done it before, she's partially the blame for marrying him, knowing that he's already violated and crossed one of her boundaries. Now, Sheer, I see what you said, honey, about as you mature, your sex drive changes. Honey, I'm 53. No, it hasn't.
Listen,
Listen, and
we'll
be 54 next month. No, it hasn't.
It
See,
still changes
that's
for
what
different
I
people.
mean. It changes for different people, but I don't know now. I mean, think about it. That's why men and women, younger men and women, when they're in that age range where maybe it's supposed to and it doesn't. Because I'm sure looking for me a 25-year-old. I'm taking applications.
Listen, okay, so I'm still gonna say what I said. It changes, and I agree with you, sure. As you mature, as you get to know yourself, as your needs change, as your thought processes change, as your mindset changes, the sex drive follows it. My sex drive has increased as I've gotten older, right?
Right.
So I always had a high sex drive when I was in my 20s and my 30s, and now
Mm-hmm.
in my 40s, it has increased. But I
Mm-hmm.
also have to understand and acknowledge that how I want it, when I want it, the way I want it, all those things changed with it because I changed. And the same thing with men. Some men in their 30s and 40s ain't getting up like they used to. Some of them getting up even more, based on how they're taking care of themselves, what are they eating, how active they are. Again, hormonal changes, mental health issues, right? So I still say people have to be willing to talk about it.
That part. Now, that is the other thing, is that I really think now, especially as a Black community, we have a problem with addressing mental health needs. No, not sloppy toppy. Yeah, sloppy toppy. Yeah, we don't want sloppy toppy. But anyway, but anyway, no. But seriously, though, we do have a problem addressing mental health needs all the way around. Whether it be, now, some people have sex issues because of molestation and things like that. And so that violation, like, he needs to ask those questions, because that violation may be because of that. You thought he was 18 again? Like, wait a minute, hold up, man. Exactly. Let me tell you something, Jason. Let me tell you something. After 40, it's something like it get turned up and it be like, "Hey, ride 'em, cowboy." No, let me stop.
But for real though, still
though.
saying shit
Right.
changes and we gotta have a conversation, right? I don't care whether you started off fucking like rabbits in the beginning and it slowed down to, mid tempo. I don't care if you started off slow and maybe you up to the rabbit stage now. It changes, and as it changes, especially we as women have to be willing to have those conversations. Men sometimes they can hide it a little bit depending on what medication they may be taking or not taking, but we as women have to have those conversations as our bodies change and age.
Though we don't.
Yes, we do.
No. When I say we don't, I'm saying we don't have those conversations.
Oh yes,
sometimes
we don't.
we're afraid. Sometimes we're afraid of the ramifications from a conversation like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes we're afraid if we say, "Ooh, I just don't want it like I used to." We're afraid that's going to invite the conversation about, "Oh, well, maybe we should open up this marriage." Wait a minute, and that's a whole different conversation.
Well,
You
not
get
only
what I'm
that, but
saying?
we're afraid to have it in our friend circles at the same time. I try to normalize those conversations with my girlfriends,
Right.
but a lot of women are afraid to have those conversations in their friend circles. A lot of men are afraid to have those conversations in their friend circles. And so when we feel like we don't have anywhere safe to go, people are scared to go to the doctor. I don't know why, but I do know why.
Well,
Black
that's
folks in
okay.
the medical system,
If it shit don't work, slip him the blue pill.
well, Black folks in the medical system, that's a whole different conversation. So when you have unsafe space to talk about it laterally and you have unsafe space to talk about it medicinally, people are stuck in their own heads and shit
That's
ain't
what it
working.
is.
And now we're not happy with ourselves and
That's
our
what
partners
it
ain't happy
is.
either.
That's
So
what it
we
is.
have to talk about, I'm going to die on that hill. We have to be willing to talk about it. So I try to normalize those conversations with my girlfriends. You got some gray hairs on Kitty Cat yet? She drying out, she getting fatter, or your lips getting thinner.
That's
What do they
okay,
feel
honey.
like?
I know there's I got the solution for that one. And y'all just hit me up in the DMs. I got it. I know what it is.
Jesse says she got y'all. She says she got y'all. Men too.
See, but you're right. You're right. That conversation doesn't come easy. People don't want to have it. It's uncomfortable. People don't want to have those conversations because, to be honest, it is an attestment of your mortality.
I can see that.
Think about it. Because if you can't do it like you used to, if you can't get up like you used to, if you can't get wet like you used to, those kind of things, it is a testament that you're on your downhill ground.
That ain't true though. I mean, I can see how people think that, but sometimes
No, but that's what I'm
taking
saying.
care of yourself because that happens in our 20s and 30s too.
But think about this though, right? Okay, so when you start losing a lot of your friends because just of a mortality, right? And then when you start losing your sex drive, if it ain't as strong as it used to be, if you can't react like you used to react, like when you used to just be like, hey, I'm thinking about it and you ready, and now you can think about it all day and you still ain't ready.
But again, I still say it's awareness. Yes, it can be a testament to mortality that we're getting older, but it's also awareness.
But
sometimes it's
what
calling
I'm
our
saying,
attention that we're not taking care of ourselves. Because that shit happens in our 20s and 30s the same as our 40s and 50s.
I understand that. And see, yes, Cher, you're right. At any age, don't think anything about their bodies. You're absolutely right. But the thing is that it comes to fruition and it comes to your awareness starts happening to you.
I agree with that.
When you start not being able to think about sex and command your body to be on ready.
I get it.
And it
pause.
Hold
on 1 second. Do you have any earbuds or something?
I do.
Can you take them out? Because your voice keeps going in and out and is distorting what you're saying.
Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see if that works.
I can't hear you at all now. I think your earbuds are still connected.
Okay, try it again now. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yes.
Ain't that something? Okay.
So to continue your point, it doesn't trip us up until we have the experience and our own awareness.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're right here. It's when it becomes an awareness as an individual. Yes.
I agree with you on that. But I'm still going to say it's not always tied to age or mortality. Sometimes it's a clear indication we are not taking care of ourselves.
No. Not actual mortality, but the awareness of our pending mortality. The fact that we're on the downhill.
Oh, no, I'm with you. But I'm with you. But I'm still challenging people to think. sometimes it is not that we're on the downward slope. It is your body saying, bitch, pay attention to me. Your ass eating lemon pepper hot wings and drinking Dr. Pepper and ain't had a sip of water in 2 weeks.
Your
Feed
ass
me,
drinking
feed
pepper and vodka
me.
ain't had a sip of water today.
Right. Like your body is screaming, feed me, Seymour, feed me. Your body may be screaming for water. You may be dehydrated. It may be a mental health issue, right?
Right.
So that's why I'm challenging people. Like, before we assume it's because we're old or whatever, ask yourself, am I taking care of myself? What's up, Benny? What's up, Benny? What's
Hey,
up, Benny?
What up? Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all
Well,
doing?
because you're in the car, we won't ask you what you drinking in case you get pulled over.
Oh, well, no, well, I mean, you can say it because what I did. I'm gonna tell y'all. First of all, I appreciate being the invited guest on the SIP podcast with these beautiful, intelligent ladies. And I do have something to sip. That's what I went to do. And I ended up running a couple of errands. That's why I'm late. But right now, I'm going to take a sip right here with you ladies. And we finna get into this rigmarole. And we finna make this a great podcast. How y'all doing? God damn it.
Cheers, Benny.
What up?
All right, so Benny, we have a question for you. Do you think it's right? Oh shit!
Okay. Hold on.
Oh damn, Benny.
Wait 5 seconds. I'm gonna take this shot, then we gonna get into it. All right.
Get into it.
All right, let's go.
Get into it.
Woo! He took it to the head. That was more than a shot.
I'm here for it.
Hold on.
Hey.
This the chaser right here. Hold on.
Okay.
What
Get into it. Now, next time I'm at the shop, you're gonna have to let me try that.
That's right.
What is that? That shit got a damn crossbones on it. I don't know if I want to try that.
That's bamboo. Yeah, that's bamboo.
Oh my goodness, Chandrina, you said it, girl. You said it. Body changes, rejection. Yes, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
All right, hold on 1 second, Gypsy. Benny, we're going to catch you up. So we had 2 questions on the table for discussion. We didn't got to the second actual question. But we're starting off with, is sex consensual if your partner is asleep and you know that they're not fully present, but you're trying to get in where you fit in while they calling some cows and chasing some hogs? And the second question, well, the part B to that is, do you think, and I kind of think I know what you're going to say based off of past episodes, do you think that frequency of sex or drive matters when it comes to how much you really like your partner if y'all not on the same page with that sex drive?
That part.
Okay, y'all ready?
Go for it.
Benny. Come on.
Okay, y'all got a good internet connection. That's what's happening. All right, well, first off, with the thing of trying to have sex with someone when they're incoherent, meaning sleep, inebriated, or whatever. All right, when you start off those functions, you either touching, feeling, kissing, touching, whispering, whatever you may do. If they don't respond to that after a certain amount of time, it's not going to even be exciting for the person who's trying to ignite that fire. It's not going to be fun because you got to remember, sex is most exciting when it's a group sport, more than one. So if you try to entertain this person and they're playing like they're so asleep that they can't entertain you and what y'all doing, it ain't even working. It ain't even working.
Unless you into necrophilia.
Yeah, that ain't, whatever that means. That shit sound like
necrophilia. Those are the people that like to have sex with dead bodies and.
That's them folk. That's them folk. I kind of thought that what it was, but I didn't want to sound like I knew and didn't know. But people like that, they are a special kind of people. Yeah, that's the people that come outside naked with tennis shoes on. That dumb shit. But for me, I just feel like, that's a group sport. So that means that kind of like kissing ain't fun unless they kiss you back.
That part.
I agree.
Jumping up and down like a jackrabbit ain't fun until they humping back. All right. So that's what I'm saying. So it's almost like if they're not participating, that's just simply because they're not interested in the person who's making the advancements.
Did I not say that?
Now,
Did
so
I
I
not
played
say
devil's
that?
advocate, and I said it depends on medication, how deep of a sleeper that person is. But if
You
you know
can't
that
sleep
they're
that
not
deep.
fully aware, leave their ass the fuck alone. Like that shouldn't even be a thing.
No, let me tell you something. If you into that person, it don't care. You could be in a coma. That nigga put that dick in. You ready? She ready.
Hey, but that's true. But that's true too. You know, because I think that things only go far as your interest. All right.
Right.
So and then the
Woo,
second
did I
part,
say that?
oh, you ain't said that too.
Yeah.
You must.
What? You had to hear it from a man?
No,
You
I
didn't
still
believe me?
disagree.
What?
And I still die on that hill and say, depending on how deep that person is sleeping, if they're not fully cognizant and fully aware, leave their ass alone.
Nope.
Leave them alone. It shouldn't even be a thing.
Let me tell you something. I don't care how asleep I am. I could have took a shitload of Valium before I went to bed. But if I'm interested, and I'm strictly dickly, if I'm interested and come on in there, I will wake right the fuck up. Now I may go back to sleep after we finish, but I will wake right the fuck up.
But you know something? I totally agree with you because I feel the same way. You know,
Right.
relationships are based off the interests of the people that's involved in the situation. So meaning that if you're dealing with a person and they love you a lot, but you don't really like them that much, there's a lot of shit that just ain't gonna happen.
Woo!
It just ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen because that's not who you choose to exert your energy in. And
That
if you
part.
choose not to
That
exert your
part.
energy in them, everything is gonna be bland. That's some chicken with no seasoning. That's just simple as that.
Now, I think that's appropriate to say for the sex drives being compatible. I think there is a point in time where if you really not feeling the person, deuces, right? But I also genuinely feel like if you love a person and they love you and you're invested in one another and needs change, sex drive change, desires change, I think there's going to be a conversation first to check in and figure out why things are changing. How can we mitigate it? How can we address it before just immediately throwing up two fingers and saying out? Now, as far as somebody being asleep and not being as responsive when you want to wake them up with sex, listen, I don't know what the hell kind of medication y'all taking, but I have taken medication before for pain that had me so far gone, I couldn't tell you what my name was. Now I know like hell I wasn't waking up for sex. Didn't mean I didn't like the person or didn't love them. It just meant that medicine was so strong in my system, nothing was gonna function. I don't give a damn how much I'm into you, right? And I share with Gypsy, I've traveled with friends on trips before. I've traveled with family on trips before. I've literally watched people sleep through hurricanes and tornadoes. Ate, moved the day I'm lit while the sky was falling. So that being said, I don't think that that's always a clear indication of a person not feeling you. I stand on that. I think sometimes we gotta understand.
Girl, boo,
I
you
mean,
down that hill. You down that hill, because I'm trying to tell you, I don't care how comatose I am. If I'm into that person, listen, what?
now
What?
for me though, Jay, I understand what you're saying, but if I know you're that incoherent, it's a 99% chance I'm not gonna even try you.
And that's my
You
point.
shouldn't.
That's why we were
And
asking,
you
is
Yeah,
it
shouldn't if
consensual?
you're that incoherent. You shouldn't.
yeah. If I
Because
know you
that's
that, if I know you that out of it, it ain't gonna even be on my mind. Cause I'm like, damn, I know Beijing. I'm gonna know this.
That's
right.
all
But
I'm saying.
if I try you, that mean I know your ass won't.
See, and that's
That
all
mean,
I'm saying.
That part.
That
But Benny,
the post that started
now
this,
this
the
is
lady said that she would sleep, woke up and said no, fell asleep again, and woke up realizing that he had continued to have sex with her. Like, however she figured that part out. My issue was
because
twofold. Then she
girl,
said it happened when they were
if
still dating.
it's size, you
Then
gonna
it happened again when they were
figure
married.
if it's
Huh?
a decent size, you gonna figure it out.
I mean, I don't know what
Because
his size was. She didn't get into all that. So that might have been part of the equation too.
you're gonna be so.
That might have been part of the equation too. I don't know.
I'm
But
just saying, Tiffany, I'm thinking once she said no, if she woke up and said no, he should have stopped.
right. Now for
I
time's
can agree
sake,
with
oh, go ahead.
I can agree with you on that because to me it's not pleasurable at that point.
And
Yeah.
it's fucking rape at that point. If she woke up
Oh
and
well,
said no and went back to sleep, it's done. That's rape.
well, I won't go as far as rape because they together.
Oh, Benny, if she
I
woke
would.
up and say no, that's rape.
Well, no. Listen, what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm
I'm like,
not saying
calm down,
that.
girl. Bring it down.
What the reason why I'm saying is, I'm not saying that I disagree with your point on saying it's rape, but I think that if they're in a relationship, like a real, true relationship, and they dealing and they dabbling, and he done mess around and snook some of that cat. To me, it's almost like, damn, did he rape me? Did he rape me because he's a creep, or did he rape me because he just wanted some sex? So
I
Now,
think
to me,
it's
that,
free.
she ain't me. I'm freaky like that. But if she wake up and say no, that means stop. But
well, I
I
mean,
wake up
I
and be
don't
like,
disagree.
no, don't do that.
Well,
That
well,
means
that's what I'm saying.
I ain't really saying no.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't disagree with your statement. I'm just saying that, like, if it's a person I met the first time, I think that no has a little bit more significance than they do if it's been somebody I've been with 5 years.
Wait a minute. If it's somebody you met the first time, your ass shouldn't be over there when she sleep. No damn. No.
Well, that's true, but ain't no telling what wordplay was played prior to getting there. But I think if I've been with a person 5, 6 years and she haven't stopped, it's almost like, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying what he's right or wrong. I'm just saying that I just think the circumstances changes how it's viewed in the outcome. Yeah,
I'm
I
just
So
think it's
saying,
realized.
Benny, if you just met her and she say no, you don't know whether that's a no, don't
Oh
do
no,
it, or
no,
no,
no.
press charges, or no, I like
Well,
it,
no.
but
What?
ooh.
Well, no, don't mix me up now. If y'all just met and she tell you no, you better get your ass up out of there. You got to go.
oh my God.
I was speaking in reference to being in a full-term relationship.
I was gonna say Gypsy about to be around here having you
Yeah,
turned
but
around and
wait a minute
twisted
now.
up.
No's have degrees of no's. I'm with Benny
Oh,
on that because I
oh.
could be like, oh no, and then I could be like, no, nigga, no. Now
But
there's
that's
the
knowing
two
your
different
person. That's
no's.
communication. That goes back to what I've been standing on this hill and dying.
But
That
those
goes back to
no's,
communication.
those no's are different. But you know what? He knows that they're different.
And
That's
that
right.
still goes back to communication. The more you talk with your partner and understand them and they understand you, like you both said, you know when she stop it. You know when she's playing and when she meant that shit, right? So,
That's
but
true.
that still goes back to communication. Hands down, it goes back to communication. Sure said I agree there has to be a connection. And then Chandrita, I think you jumped in later, so you're in the lag. So I did notice this, y'all. Even though we're live streaming, everybody doesn't come in at the same pace. When you
Right.
click into the stream, it starts you at the beginning. So I believe Chandrita is saying you're thankful for this safe space because we were talking about like this is why we have to be willing to have these conversations to help
Absolutely.
ourselves
We
heal to
do
grow.
have to be willing to have
Yeah,
these conversations. But the thing is that men have to feel like it's safe for them too, because at the same time, we always talk about the women, right? But
absolutely.
at the same time, men can be violated as well. Because
Absolutely.
just because his thing get hard don't mean he want it for you.
So I'm
That's
gonna pop
just
this up to Benny. What you think about this? Jason says, so if the woman comes home drunk and gives her man head while he sleep, is it a violation?
Well, honestly,
it is.
hey,
I don't want
we
it.
we thinking on the same tip because you got to remember, just like they were saying that if the woman say no, but while she's saying no, she's turning around and she's and she end up coming. Did she really mean no, or she just went like all the way into it though? Same,
now you
same
know
thing
rape
with
victims
that.
can have an orgasm, right? So I mean that's not always
I
the
don't believe that.
indication.
I don't believe that. I believe
You
that
know
if you
what?
a true,
Wait a
I don't
minute.
believe
You
it.
sound like
I
one
don't
of them
believe that.
damn prosecutors that be like trying to victimize the rape victim.
No,
Because
no.
the thing is, it's just
What?
because she comes doesn't mean she consented.
No, listen what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying, and I don't agree with rape on no level. But if I'm being violated, I'm not gonna have a pleasurable feeling with it.
That's
Now
not
maybe
true.
No,
because
that's
maybe
not
because
true.
I'm
Because the thing is
maybe
that
maybe
there's
think
a
back.
difference between a physical reaction and a mental and emotional connection reaction. And the thing
I
is
feel you.
you can just because you ejaculate doesn't mean that you actually enjoyed it.
Man, listen, I hear what you're saying, but you gotta keep in mind now, I'm a human too.
Listen,
If
just because you
if
ejaculated, Benny, doesn't
if
mean you enjoyed it. You had an
I mean,
ugly goddamn unboogaful damn fucking you, and you damn didn't want to fuck with her, but because you ejaculated, you think it was consensual?
yes, I
That
hear what you're
booger
saying.
will
I
fuck you, and you didn't
I,
want to, but you
I
thought
hear
it
what
was
you're saying.
consensual because
I hear
you
what you're saying.
ejaculated.
I hear what you're saying. And
Oh
all that
yeah,
shit,
nah.
then all that shit sound fine. Go ahead and turn up that bill. But I tell
It's
you
the
this though.
truth, though. It's
No,
the
I tell you this.
truth.
If I'm not interested in a woman, I'm not gonna even be erect. So if I'm not erect, he can't ejaculate. It's E and
If
E.
she
If
sloppy
I'm not
topping you
erect,
the
I'm
right
not gonna
way,
ejaculate.
you will be.
No.
If she
If I'm
sloppy
not
topping you the right way, you'll
no.
be erect.
If
Even if you don't want to, you will be erect because that's a physical reaction, not a psychological reaction.
I hear what you're saying and all that sound fine. But all that's connected. If I'm not interested in that woman, I'm not gonna even get erect. So if I'm not erect, I can't eject. So I hear what you're saying about physical reaction because if I get erect, that means I'm interested in what's going on. But if I'm not erect, I'm not gonna eject.
If she sloppy
Simple as
topping
that.
the right way, you gonna be erect.
Oh
I
my god.
mean, but
No
the thing
matter
is,
how ugly and fugly she is, you gonna be erect.
all right, let me ask you this. You got a dick?
Mm-mm.
You ain't got no dick, so you can't tell me that shit. You can't. You can't
Fuck
tell
you.
me that. I guarantee you, if there are any men on this line, if they are not erect, they're not going to eject. That's
Benny,
just simple
kiss
as
my
that.
ass.
If I get erect, I'm going to smash you straight up because now I'm in the mood. So, but if I'm not erect, I'm not going to eject.
Yeah.
Sandrina, in case you want to know, look, next Christmas, go get your son, girl.
Gypsy, you was baby, you lit.
Listen,
So for the sake of time, the
yes.
the second topic. I'm sorry, I had to mute myself because y'all had me laughing so hard I was crying. Oh god. For the sake of time, and we can always circle back to this at another time, but for the sake of time, the second topic we wanted to talk about was, and I want your opinion, Benny, because you're a man, and
Yeah.
Jason and Damon, if y'all still in the comments, this soft dude era. What do y'all think about this whole drizzle thing? Do you know what the drizzle thing is?
What
Well,
is
just
that?
expound on it a little bit before I make a conscious comment.
Okay, so I had to go look it up because I saw people talking about it and I didn't know what it was. So the drizzle is supposed to be a satire response to the sprinkle, which a woman did in a video when she was listing all the needs and demands that she has for her expectations of dates and how men are supposed to treat her. So I know y'all have probably seen the reels and the stories where the woman is like, okay, it costs this much to get my hair done, it costs this much to get a babysitter, it costs this much for my makeup, it costs this much for my outfit. This list of things that it costs for her to be date ready. And some of them expect that a man is supposed to pay for all of that from the first day on with babysitter, all of that. Other women are saying they wouldn't go to a restaurant that's less than $100 or spend less than $1,000, whatever. So now you have men doing reels and videos with the drizzle, which is a response to that. Like, my suit costs $1,000 and my haircut costs this. What do you mean you can't afford this? I'm gonna order this on the menu. And like really going all in to mock the women. My issue, I think, that I take with it, I mean, I don't care. If you don't like them, don't date them. But I look at the fact that some of these men really have an issue with women having either a standard or having an expectation of wanting that masculine energy in her life to be a provider type, should they pursue something together.
That's
so but hold on, Gypsy. I'm interested from the male perspective, because we can tell you what we think as women about it, but I really want y'all to chime in on that.
All right. Well, to me, it's simple. First off, I do not have a problem with women requiring what they want, because ultimately it's my decision whether I'm going to scratch your face out like First Avenue or I-20 or not. Because at the end of the day, what you want is what you want. I can't do nothing but respect that. I just don't have to be a willing participant off into your delusion. I don't have to participate in your delusion. Because my thing is with a woman, I only expect her to ask for what she's willing to give or do for thine self. So you can't expect me to say, let me get you an apartment that's $3,000 a month, but the shit you stay in now $650 a month. You can't expect to want to eat at Papa Do's when you always order Captain D. You can't expect that. So all I'm saying is, I think it's okay for you to want what you want, but are you doing this for yourself to be able to hold someone to that standard? But yeah, I don't have a problem with a person saying this is what they want and that's what they stand for. Cause like me, shit, I don't eat fast food. Bitch, you gotta go to Leap Nukes. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go to Leap Nukes. God damn it, or something.
I got a question, Benny. So you're saying that if the woman can afford and does do these things for herself, you don't have a problem with that. But what about these soft ass men? I call them sassy. In my own person, sassy as fuck. Most of them are sassy. That come in and they say these things the same as those women who can't do those things for themselves, but they say, oh, but this is what it costs, if I was to get my hair cut every week, or if I was to eat here, or if I was to do that. But the thing is you don't do that now, bruh. And you got a roommate.
Yeah. I mean, but unfortunately, I think that's the case for a lot of women too. And sometimes I don't really call them sassy. Sometimes I call it satire. A lot of time guys do that to show women how dumb that shit sound when you say it. Because that's some type of shit I would do. That's some type of shit I would do. If you, I mean, that's cool.
I beg to differ.
And it's okay
Baby,
to differ.
I beg to differ, boo. I'm gonna tell you something.
It's okay to differ.
No. Seriously, it's a lot of women. Let me tell you something. The difference is that a lot of women who ask for these things, they actually do have these things in their own life, that they do pay $3,000 a month. They do take themselves to Papa Dough. They do, they do command these different things, and they pay for them themselves. And then we encounter men who say, I don't want to contribute to that, but yet you want to be seen with a woman who is of that caliber, but you yet don't want to help contribute to that. And that's where the problem is.
Well, I'm going to tell you why it's not a problem. I feel what you're saying, and I totally respect what you're saying, but it's another side to that. Now, here's the thing. Because you live a certain way, look, man, I'm bringing what I'm bringing. You can't make me do what you want me to do. You got to accept what I'm bringing just as well as I got to accept what you bringing. If we can't meet to that, we'll be what you call fuck partners until that shit run out. Because at the end of the day, like for me, Of course, I'm a married gentleman. I've been married for 7 years now. But if I was single, right now, I've been self-employed since 1998. So therefore, I have a lot of standards set too that the average woman cannot meet. But if I was out here meeting people, what I would do, I would want to talk to them and see what they offer because that may be some conducive for me. And what I'm offering may be some conducive to them. But to try to put them on my level from one end, it may be a real big tall step and vice versa. So therefore, you got to meet people where they are and see if y'all can coexist and y'all move from there. Because expecting somebody to get to where you are is almost impossible. Like for me to meet a woman like boom and expect to be where I'm at, like bam, that's 26 years. Most people don't have that. So, and sometimes you can be unrealistic about what you're asking for instead of just seeing what the person got to offer because we all agree that is something nice about meeting something new. Why?
Well,
Because they
I,
may offer something that you are not accustomed to, and you can be in your own way, and you can fuck us up by sticking to a standard that means absolutely nothing except to nobody but you.
I'm finna keep it real. A
Okay, keep
lot
it real, then, goddamn. Keep it real, then, goddamn.
a lot of times the men that bring like so we usually want the total package. We want a man that can bring the bedroom, bring the finances, bring the emotional intelligence and the mental capacity. But what really happens, okay, this might sound a little crass, but hey, it is what it is. What really happens is when we get the man that can bring the bedroom energy, he usually is lacking in one or more of the other things because he ain't got shit to do but fucking practice.
All right, but what if he bring all aspects? What you gonna do with that?
Well, when I
It
find him, I
is,
get out. But
it
most
is.
of the time, when they bring the sexual energy, that's because they ain't got shit to do with practice, and that's all they bring to the table.
No, I disagree.
I
Let me
don't
tell you
agree with
why.
that one
Bullshit.
either.
Well,
I'm
let me
just
tell you
trying to
why.
say, I'm just
Let me
trying
tell
to
you why.
say,
I feel you.
I have found men that bring the sexual energy, but yet they might bring the sexual energy and maybe the mental capacity, but they can't bring the finance. Or
But
if
the
they bring
thing
the
is, though,
finance, they fuck boy. Or if they bring,
but
you know what I'm saying? But
but
I'm
you,
telling
but you
you,
got but you got to remember this though. Sometimes a man will bring that because that's the only interest he have in you. Because some guys got the whole package, but he may be like, I just want some pussy from her. That's it. So they're
go
not
to hell, Benny.
okay.
No, I'm
Well,
sorry.
meet me out. Meet
I
me
love
out,
you, Benny,
goddamn.
but nah, I'm
But
okay.
real talk, I'm just telling
I
you
got
from a man
real
perspective.
talk. I got you.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
you.
that I'm telling you from a man
I'm gonna
perspective.
jump in here. I'm gonna jump in here. I'm gonna say this, and I still would love your feedback as a guy, Benny and Damon and Jason and any of the guys that's in the comments. Chime in if you can. But I feel like there's a couple of layers to this. One, I look at my own dating history and I look at friends that I've known that have dated. I'll say men of me, whether that being they had a well-paying job and they were financially stable and established, whether that be that they were a business owner, military executive, whatever their station, career wise, they had financial comfort versus men that may have still been in the build it up phase, right? We trying to run and build momentum and get some stability. And a big thing that I noticed has been it was mostly the men that didn't have that were focusing on like gold diggers and what they didn't want to do for a woman and how they ain't gonna do this and they not gonna do that and hollering about 50-50.
Yep.
And men of means that had some type of comfort or stability or longevity in their career or savings or investments or whatever typically were willing, and again, this is just my limited experience in dating, and what I've seen in friends and clients and all that through the years. But men of means typically had a very different mindset on what is this woman bringing to this experience with me? Not that what is you bringing to the table bullshit, but what are you bringing to the experience with me that I want in my life? And then how am I willing to show up for you as this masculine presence in your life, right? That conversation is very different. So when I've dated men that were still trying to build, it looked real different versus a man that already had and stepped in and said, here's what I want to do, here's how I'm gonna do it, or they just did things, right? And I don't think that a woman necessarily has a right to demand, just like a woman does. I mean, a man doesn't have the right to necessarily demand, you better do this for me or else I'm gonna get your ass hitchhiking down the street, right? But we do have to come to the table with conversation of what we need, what we expect, and what we're willing to give. I've shared this before in past episodes. I think relationships are transactional, not just romantic relationships. I think life is transactional. There should be something that you are receiving from somebody in reciprocity on what you are giving, so that everybody is being fulfilled and nurtured and poured into. So if a man is giving, whether that be financial or not, what is that woman bringing back into him to edify him, that helps up level his life in some form or fashion, whether it's money or not, and vice versa. So when I look at this soft guy era, I mean, I understand it's satire. I get that part. But I still also see a lot of comments. These men be arguing with women in the comments like their life depends on it. Like really arguing about 50-50 and what a woman should do and how a woman should be. It's like, if you don't like it, you don't want it, that's not your standard. Let it go. But this soft dude era where they want to be bitchy and sassy and out here arguing with women, that part I don't get.
Well,
Right.
I mean, but Jasmine, a lot of time y'all call men bitchy and sassy because they don't dance to the song that you're playing. Sometimes you gotta think about it. If and I'm gonna say me, if I wasn't married, if I was dealing with a chick, I know I don't mind paying bills, I don't mind taking care of my part. But if I feel like you with that bullshit, hell yeah, give me 50-50. Because it might it might only be sex. See, that's what women be misunderstanding. All y'all motherfuckers are not a good catch. Some of y'all
No,
just got some some of
Oh
y'all
shit!
some of y'all some of y'all got some good
Really
pussy.
go to hell.
Some of y'all got some good pussy in here, in head. Meet me there in hell. But some of y'all got good pussy in head.
now
So
I'm with you on
y'all
that.
thinking that when a man come to you and say, hey man, look, hey, I need 50-50 about you because I'm not into you like that. I fuck with you because you may have great sex. So you right, bitch, give me half of your shit. So when we leave, we have nothing in common. But if I'm really into you, certain shit is automatic.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm like let's just say if I'm single, if I'm fucking with a chick and I really, really like her, I go by that a bitch grass ain't cut. I'm gonna send my yard man to cut it. She ain't
Mm-hmm.
got to say nothing because I'm already interested. She's not gonna have to ask for certain things. Yes, take care of your gas in your car and all that. And if I get in that bitch if it's empty, I'm gonna top it off. But on the other side, if I don't fuck with you like that, and all that shit is sexual, you right, bitch. Pay half these bills. I'm gonna come out there
Yeah.
and get some pussy to run out. That's just straight up.
I agree with you on that. I remember this has been some years ago. I had a conversation with a girlfriend of mine, and she was feeling some type of way. I think she had been dating this dude for like 8 or 9 months, and they were talking about moving in together. And she asked me, well, have you had that conversation? Yeah. Well, what does it look like? And as I was sharing with her, I've only lived with a couple of people that I've dated, and one, being my ex-husband. And when I explained to her, like, I never had a conversation where we sat down and said, hey, you gonna pay this, I'm gonna pay that. It was always them coming to the table and saying, let's come together with this budget, making sure we got vacation funds, making sure we got household funds, making sure we got this and that. Let's look at our paychecks. What are we doing? And they were always telling me all the things they were doing. And typically my check was left over. Hey, pay your cell phone, pay your whatever, and save, or you cover this and I got the rest of it. And she felt some type of way because that conversation looked very different for her. And I said, well, what did it look like? And this man was basically like, Okay, the electric bill $186.50. I'm gonna need half of that. And the water's typically this. I'm gonna need half of that. Like he was down to the nickel and the dime. And I
But
was
Jay,
like, well, if you like it, I love it. I can't tell you it's wrong, but I can tell you that I would never choose to be with a person that was trying to have that
I mean,
conversation with me.
but Jay, you gotta look at, like I said, it's multiple ways of looking at it. Let me take my glasses out. Hold on. There's multiple ways of looking at it. You gotta
Okay.
look at it like this.
Oh,
Mm.
Bentley took the glasses off. Oh shit.
You got damn right. You got damn right. All right. Let's just say the young lady in the middle, I started fucking with her, right? She
Yep.
got her own apartment, she got her own car, she got her own insurance, the whole thing
Right.
they got to deal with life, right? If I come into her life and bust that shit in half, what the fuck is the problem? You still
Well,
say half, but you got to remember though, people also do that from a place where I might burn before. Say what? So you coming in?
You went out.
You went out. Say what? Say what? All right, can you hear me now?
I can
yeah.
hear you now.
Can you hear me now? All right, yeah. So with that being said, if I've been burnt before, I'm gonna come in that shit on. Look, we need to start this shit off that level. But if you exemplify to me that you are not that type person, certain shit just gonna automatically fall in place. But I don't see nothing wrong with if Jay spent $4,000 a month on her living expenses, and I come in and that shit knocked that whole down to 1770. What the fuck is the problem?
So let me respond to that. Let's
This,
say I'm
this,
dating somebody and they come in and say, Jay, how much is your household? My household's 4,000. All right, baby, I'm gonna break you off 2,000 a month. That'll help. I have no problem with that. That person is coming
that's
into my
bad.
no,
Right.
but listen, that person is coming in and saying, I want to take some weight off of your shoulders. I want to be of help. I want to show you I got your back. That's fine. I'm good with that. Let's roll with that. That's always a plus.
Mhm.
My issue when she was breaking it down to me from that situation was you gonna sit here and nickel and dime. Now it's one thing if he say, okay, which one of us has the bigger paycheck? It makes sense for that person maybe to cover some of the larger bills. Let's balance the bills based on paycheck. Okay, because you're still working together as a team, right? Everybody's winning when you talking to me about it's 186 and I got to split it in half down to the nickel. And if I send you $5 short, you and your feelings about it, that's when I'm looking sideways because I feel like at that point he is just looking at this just complicit. That's good. I may be willing to pay a few bills, but I ain't really feeling this person like that.
Right.
That's how I'm looking at that.
Well, I mean, I feel you
Right.
on that, but that's it. That shit can come from a point of I've experienced this before.
Huh.
Because either way you look at it, I still busting half your shit. So my thing is, as we build more and more on trust, the thing balances out a little more. Because you got to remember, sometimes it's like, yeah, I just want some pussy. But sometimes it's because, look, I just left a relationship where I
Sure.
dated a woman, they had a child, and I had a child, and then we had a child, then she ended up putting me on child support. And I mean, it can be a lot of shit that make a nigga say, hey, bro, I don't have time for that bullshit no more. So it's like a lot of women, they take that so offensive. But if you think about it, if I come to you straight up and tell you what I want and what I desire, you saving half, regardless on how you look at it, you have no debate in that. You still save half.
I
You
think
may
it's
look
all a
at it,
presentation.
you may look at it the
Yeah.
way you thought it should be, but at the same time, I still bust up half of your life expenses. And then going down to what you spoke about with money. If a woman make 150,000 a year and a guy make 44,000 a year, she's still gonna expect that nigga to pay half. But if he make 150,000 a year and she make 44, they would expect him to pay all. It's
I
never
think
gonna
it
be
depends
fair.
on the individual
Well,
because I've known some women
And
that
that's
come in
real.
and say, I got it.
right.
Who?
And that's the thing. That's the
Who?
thing
Who
though.
that?
I don't know now. I don't know,
I
Ben.
got a friend right now who makes
Yeah.
more money than her husband, and she works and he stays home with the kids. He's the
Yeah, how
stay at
husband?
home dad, stay at home husband, right? She works and provides, and that's the agreement they've had for years. They love it. I'm like, if you like it, I love it. I don't think it's right or wrong. But again, I think it all goes back to communication. And I think that the way people communicate things has a large part of how we respond. I probably would be more open to a guy saying, listen, babe, this is what I'm having happen financially. Let me put these cards on the table. Let you put your cards on the table, and let's figure out what's going to be best for us, versus coming to the table that with a demand of you gonna pay 50. Because I've seen men argue this shit in the comments when I be looking at Facebook just to get ideas for this stuff. I'm like, really, y'all sit here tussling about this like your life depend on it.
Right.
I promise y'all, I just saw two men in the arguments going to war at each. I mean, they started calling each other names, and the whole post started. The whole post started on whether women have a right to have an expectation of men as a provider. And I would say it was about 50-50 with the men in the comments, maybe 60-40, with 60% of the men saying, listen, I was raised by my dad and uncles. I'm a provider, I'm a shelter, I'm a shield, I'm a protector. I'm gonna make sure my woman got it. Whatever I gotta do, we gonna always be good. And then there was that 40% of it depends on the circumstances, depends on how many kids we got, depends. And then there were a handful of guys like, I don't give a fuck how much money I make, she gonna pay half. And she gonna do this, and she gonna do that. And it was just like, and I guess what I'm also looking at, a lot of Black men have the issue that Black women are too strong, we're too aggressive, we're too assertive, we're too this, we're too masculine, right? And a lot of that comes because if we got to be out here going through the same stuff that y'all going through out there in the world, battling it out, trying to get the finances in place, dealing with the mental health, dealing with the stress, dealing with the physical, dealing with all those things. And then we had to come home and figure out how to turn that off and soften up for you to be in that femininity to do all the things that you desire as a man. And then you want us to go half on the bills. How does all of that balance itself out? Because most women are not, if not all of us, are going to fail to operate in a balance in that. We're going to either be in our softness, where that means more of the financial stuff may rest on you, or we're going to be in our masculinity and our strength to get out there and force shit to happen, right? So where does that balance come from? And I don't think there's a right or wrong. I just still saying, I think those are communications that we have to have.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because think about it now. I'm gonna keep it real from my perspective. If I'm in charge at work, I damn sure don't want to be in charge at home. But at the same time, I also don't want to risk my livelihood and risk my standard of living because you don't have that same oomph in you. Does that make sense?
I get it.
All right, okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure you were done talking. I ain't want to talk over. Like, I hear everything y'all ladies saying, but I think a lot of things that we misunderstand as people, men and women, is that a lot of us just don't simply know our place. And what I mean by simply don't know our place is that when you're in a relationship, you got two heads, but one is stronger than the other. Now, are you willing to relinquish your power to say that, hey, I ain't gonna lie, Jay, she a little stronger than this area. Hey, I'm gonna chill out, Will a little stronger than this era. A lot of time we as men and women try to be a little stronger than what we probably need to portray. So, and then we also end up with people who are second, third, or fourth screen. We don't really desire like that. So therefore, we put ourselves in situations where we are kind of accepting what's going on opposed to actually taking on what's going on, which means that it's going to make you set restraints, constraints, and everything associated with that. Like, hey, man, look, I fuck with you, but hey, man, you take care of your half, I take care of my half. Because if I'm really into you, with whether people agree with this or not, gender roles are real. Men are heads, but they got to act accordingly, too. Now, it ain't just you call yourself a head and you ain't a fucking head. But if you acting accordingly, it's certain shit gonna be expected out of that male lion. Just like it's shit expected out of that female lion. Because one thing I noticed in this conversation, women, they would definitely set their standards in exactly what they want. But what they won't tell you is what their job is. That's what they won't tell you. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like the average man, if he come in hard and half, he really want to see what type woman you are. And if you simplify that pretty good, a lot of that shit he'll take over. But you got to do your job too.
Wait
Now
a
I agree with
minute.
that.
What
I
do you mean
absolutely
about what
agree.
their
Women
job
have to step
is?
to the table. What?
My question is, what do you mean by what their job is? I'm trying to understand.
Well, what I'm saying is whether we want to admit it or not, some things, as much as they change, they remain the same. A
Mm-hmm.
man in a relationship has certain jobs that he's responsible for, and the woman in the relationship has certain jobs she's responsible for. Not saying that those jobs are not interchangeable, but it's preferred to be handled by a certain party. Now, can my old lady do things if I'm not able to do? Yes, because we on the same team and we supposed to know each other's job. But is it her job to put them goddamn shingles on the roof? No. But if I'm incapacitated and she need to do it, she need to know how to do it. The
Right.
same way with certain things that she has to do. And I think that's just being a great, successful team. But men are built a certain way and women are built a certain way, which meaning that we are equal, but we're stronger in certain areas than others. I don't want
Okay.
my I don't want my chick being no goddamn mechanic. I don't want her. No. Do I want my chick out there taking a nigga transmission out? No. But if she have to take it out, I'm cool with that. But
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna only be on a need to know basis, not because I'm in this bitch cooking motherfucking a pecan pie and she out there putting a transmission in the car. No, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Hey, Dana, come on into the comments and let us know how you doing, where you at, what you sipping on with us, how you feeling tonight. Also, chime in and tell us what you thinking about with the conversations that we're having right now. For you guys that are coming in new, we are talking about, as
Dana,
you heard, we're
just to let
talking
you
about
know,
gender
it's like
roles.
it's
We're
right.
talking about. Hold, hold on one second because I think we're overlapping.
Okay.
We're talking about gender roles, as Benny just left off. We're talking about money, right? What do y'all think about this soft guy era with the drizzle drizzle and the ladies with the sparkle sparkle? As Gypsy was saying, we started off talking about is sex consensual if your partner is asleep, and we've also talked about the difference in sex drives, and if they that different, do you really like the person that you're with? So as y'all are coming in, keep chiming on in the comments. Make sure that you're liking the video, sharing the video, and commenting to help us get the word out. Yeah, I'm gonna respond back to what you were saying, Benny. I agree. Now, I'm not saying that I feel like a woman. This depends on the financial status of the person and the people. I'm not saying that the woman should necessarily be like, I'm a princess and I'm just gonna lay in the bed all day while he goes and works and slaves 5 jobs to make it happen. Now, if that's what they agree to, you like it, I love it. Make it make sense for you.
Right.
I do agree that, me as a person that does have an expectation that any man that operates in that role in my life has more of a provider type energy and a protective type covering. I do also understand that there are certain things that I need to be willing to step up with that makes his life easier. If he's making my life easier financially or physically or whatever it is, then what am I doing to ensure that he is getting the reciprocity in that? If he says, babe, I like a home cooked meal every day. You know what? Years ago, I would have said, if that's what my babe wants, I'll do that because I really do love to cook. When I was put to the fucking test with that shit when I was married, because I said it, I realized I don't like to cook that motherfucking much. So, what we're going to have to do is come to understanding, baby. How many home cooked meals do you want per week from my hands that make you feel loved and nourished? Okay. Is it 3? Is it 4? Is that a number I can abide by? The rest of them, I'm gonna make sure he has food. Is he okay with sandwiches? Is he okay with salads? Does he prefer takeout? Does he have a favorite restaurant that I can have delivered or I can go pick it up or whatever, right? There are gonna be things that I'm still gonna do to make sure that that's been done. If I'm handling the laundry, if he likes his clothes ironed a certain way, you know what, baby, I got you because I want you to feel good when you leave the house. Does he have a favorite cologne that I can replenish? Does he have favorite body? Like, whatever the things are
Right.
that make him feel loved and nurtured and cared for. Those are the things that I, as his woman, want to be able to do to make sure that we're operating in that reciprocity, that equal transaction. Right? Am I his safe space? Am I his comfort so he can rest and relax? All of those things play a role. But I think as I listen to a lot of people. I think the biggest issue that a lot of women have with this argument or this discussion is men want all that, and they still want her to pay half the bills, and sometimes more than half the bills, and
But
take
a
care of the
lot
house,
of
and take care of the
I,
kids, and when all he's doing is going to work and then coming home, like, well, she got the
Right.
house.
well, I don't. I think a lot of this stuff, in my opinion, and I ain't got it long because I know I got to make it to my next stop. But I will say this: I think a lot of the talk that we probably reference from internet conversations are based on niggas trying to monetize what they talking about. Because realistically, regardless of who I'm fucking with, I'm only gonna deal with her on how I fuck with her. So those situations are very, very separate in how they occur. So if I'm talking about, hey, off the top, I'm telling a chick, hey, it's because I don't fuck with her like that.
So
They
you
just
said
straight up.
they married and he say that he ain't
They
really
just
fucking.
straight up. Yeah, I mean, and then even if I fuck with her like that, it's because I want to see what type chick she is.
But
Because a real,
what if you don't have it like that to give her more than half?
what
Because
I mean,
you know
but I
that's
think that's
too.
I think that's cool too. Because if I meet you and you spending 3,000 a month, and I'm spending 3,000 a month, and we get together and that 3,000 turn to 1,500, I think that's okay until we get to a better
No,
place where we can do something else.
no. What I'm saying, Benny, is what if the half that you're talking about is more than the half that you're used to, and also something that impacts your own uh stability. You see what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at. Like, if it impacts your own stability, then I don't know who's really doing better than.
I mean, that's one of those situations you really won't know unless you get in. Because sometimes how much you like a person will depend on how far you're willing to go. Like, let's just say if you date me, it's certain shit you may be like, oh no, that's he gone. But another person you may tolerate a little bit more because you may be into them more. So I think that's circumstantial.
Okay.
I
Okay.
agree.
Right.
I feel like I'm gonna go whisper to some of my girlfriends. He don't really like you like that, because I can think of five. Yeah, I could think of 5 married ladies that I know as acquaintances that's 50-50 in it right now. I can think of a handful of other ladies that are dating people that are somewhere on that close to 50-50 spectrum. I feel like I'm gonna start sending texts. Texts. He ain't really into you like that.
I mean, but
I'm
you gotta
just joking, y'all. I'm just joking.
but
But
you
yeah,
but you gotta consider this too though. With a 50-50, depending on, and I'm speaking from the man's perspective, depending on what type chick you are, is the type shit that you can bring to my life that would make me say I don't mind paying my bills and your bills, and the only thing you pay is a cable bill or weak ass insurance or something. Now I can do that, but you got to be willing to say, okay, I see what type business my dude running. If I can save him on taxes, if I can save him on this, to me that's still
absolutely.
equal as a 50-50. It ain't always just in the bill. What do you have to offer? That's why I do understand what people say. What are you bringing to the table? It don't necessarily mean money because I was paying bills before you brought your weak ass on. So if
Right.
I'm already paying bills, what else can you offer other than sex? Because I can get sex anywhere. If I got a budget, sex
Absolutely.
is definitely not a problem. Okay, I don't need nowhere to stay. Okay, I like to eat healthy. Do you cook? Are you clean? Do you handle your business? Are you gonna be a liability? All those count. So I don't think a
Absolutely.
lot of times when people say what you bring to the table is all concentrated on
Money.
money. Sometimes
Right.
it's like what type of person are you? What can you cause what
What's your
because
hygiene?
the same question can go vice versa. What can I bring into your life? It works
Absolutely.
both ways. And I don't think nobody wanna be outweighed and get played.
Right.
That's what I think
That's
it's all about. That's why
awesome
people start off
perspective.
50.
That's
I
awesome.
agree with you. I agree
Yeah,
with you.
I
As
agree.
we get ready to wrap it up, Benny, do you have any shows coming up? Do you have anything that you need to promote? What's going
Right.
on?
Right.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, Benny, what's
I
going
do,
on?
I do. First off, I just got to say I am comedic narrator Benny Mac, and I do produce shows from here, there, everywhere, all around the country. Right here, if you're in the Birmingham area, the next big show is a Southern Soul concert mixed with a little comedy on Mother's Day. Live band comedy, whole nine, featuring comedian Eugene Henry. He's from Birmingham. Com- uh, Southern Soul artist Hollywood, the classic. Um, Devonese, and also Maserati Bud. And then, of course, I'll be hosted by me. It'll be live at the Start on Sunday, May the 12th, live at the Start on. That's the best cheap date ever to take your mama, have a great time, live band, good, clean comedy, neo soul, southern soul, the whole nine. And then, other than that, you can just go to my website at bennymac205.com and it'll take you everywhere I'm at.
Thank you,
Boom.
Benny.
Gypsy, what you got? What you want to highlight for the people, Miss Gypsy?
Gypsy is shouting out that go to Benny shows. Gypsy is doing some writing right now. More to come later on. If Damon is still online, I want to highlight Men of Courage. Go and check out Men of Courage, their website. Check out their Facebook page. They are an awesome team to collaborate with. I really love Men of Courage. And yes, we are working on some things in the background. So
Woo woo. And as always, giving you all the reminders to like the videos, share the videos, comment, and engage with the videos, because that helps us to reach more people so that we can keep being a positive force to help normalize these conversations. I know that people are going viral trying to talk about these things and just starting bullshit just to be known, but we really want to help center these conversations, especially in our community, around mental health, well-being, wellness, spirituality, and sex, y'all, because it's important. And if we're gonna be out here fucking and doing all this stuff and being in relationships, then we have to have the courage to have these conversations. Yes, ma'am.
one more shout out. One more shout
Yes.
out. Dana came to join us, and she's from the Sports Rap Live show on they do the special auditions. So you need to follow Dana because she does do the Sports Rap Live show. I know there are not that many women in sports, but come on now. Hey, there
Well,
are
thank you, Dana.
sports.
Thank you, Dana, for jumping in with us tonight. Hopefully, we will see you again. As always, remember that I Am Healing One is a private wellness group offering mental health as well. And we are here to help create safe space for you to thrive professionally and personally. I love you all. Thank you for being in the comments. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being here with us. Make sure that you continue to check us out every Tuesday live. And if you have not done so, also go back through and catch up on the replays. We will talk to you all. Huh?
Subscribe.
Oh, yes.
And share.
Okay. One last highlight. I feel like, whatever she was drinking, go get you some because it was good. Okay. It was good.
Vodka. And all you need is ice.
All right, y'all. We out. We will see y'all next Tuesday.
See y'all next Tuesday.